I hope we can be friends.
I have no hard feelings.
You know what it is when money comes into the picture.
I'm not angry or anything. Justice is prevailed.
I'll see you in the club.
Hi, I'm Pete Davidson.
Hey, what's up? Your host, Pete Davidson.
Oh, word? Yeah.
With musical guest Ice Spice.
Nice.
I'm waiting for that final person.
Come on, Gwenny.
My team is full!
Wait. I thought you have one more. I think you've got one more.
One more?
The Voice, new Monday and Tuesday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
The Bush family is a racing family. I mean, we've come from that. My dad was a car guy. His dad was a car guy. We enjoyed the aspect of being able to have family time in the garage, but then also going to the racetrack trying to bring home wins. Our dad raised us up to become champions. My brother's a champion, I'm a champion, so all credit due to him. Being with RCR, I've really come to understand the family relationship, the tie-in between M&M as well as RCR. It's a family-type relationship.
I'm waking up my day, so let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on, keep the morning moving right along.
Watch WNKY News 40 Sunrise for the latest in local news.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on News 40 Sunrise.
Weather on the 4s to get you out the door.
Good morning to everyone at home.
And local events and entertainment to jumpstart your day.
News 40 Sunrise Way.
Weekday morning starting at 6.
I'm Morgan Hoover. Join us weeknights for WNKY News 40 at 5. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 5. I'm Morgan Hoover.
And I'm weather anchor no more. But yeah, no, today has actually been a really decently fall day out there. It has been a little warm. Like, for instance, right now we are seeing temperatures well into the mid 70s. So as we take a look right now, 75 degrees is our current temperature with winds mainly out of the south at 10 miles an hour. And the winds are going to gradually increase as we go in throughout much of the overnight hours. But our humidity is at 60%, our dew point is at 60 degrees. So overall, we are feeling just a little bit muggy out there throughout most of South Central Kentucky. Temperatures, we are all mainly seeing temperatures well into the mid to upper 70s. Here in Bowling Green, like I said, 75 degrees. Further down to the south in Russellville, 75. But further out to the west in Greenville, that's where we are seeing temperatures on a mild 76 degrees. But I'll have all that and more on my 7-day forecast. Back to you.
All right, Noah, we begin with breaking news out of Bowling Green, where the man wanted for the murder of WKU student Ayanna Morgan is now behind bars. Bowling Green police say that 30-year-old Malik Jones was captured Thursday by U.S. Marshals in Detroit, Michigan, after being on the run from authorities for more than 2.5 months. Police say that Jones will be transported back to the Warren County Jail in the coming days. Police began their investigation into the death of 21-year-old Ayanna Morgan on July 24th. That's when BGPD says Morgan was shot at the Muse Apartments on Russellville Road. Now, this is surveillance video from the Muse that show the moments leading up to Morgan's death. Earlier, you could see Morgan walk up to a group of men before being hit repeatedly by one of them. Police say that later, after a struggle, Jones fatally shot Morgan. Police arrested 24-year-old Kobe Lancaster of Bowling Green just days later after he turned himself into police in connection to Morgan's death. Lancaster is facing a first-degree assault charge. A Warren County man is arrested, charged with drug trafficking after reports that a woman suffered a possible drug overdose. Authorities say a caller advised a child belonging to their neighbor approached them and said their mother was in distress. The woman was treated by EMS, but this led to a search of the residence where 270 M30 fentanyl pills were found, along with marijuana, cocaine, and methamphetamine. John Gardenbrock was arrested. He faces multiple charges. In Simpson County, a child care facility director and one other person are behind bars, charged with 89 counts of child endangerment. Jonathan Jenkins and Morgan Stopper were arrested Thursday. The Simpson County Sheriff's Office says deputies found a 4-year-old child locked inside of a bedroom alone. During the investigation, deputies learned the two had been leaving the child home alone throughout the day while they went to work out of state. Deputies say the child was found covered in feces. There were numerous firearms and empty alcoholic beverage containers inside the home. According to Stopper's arrest citation, she was employed by KinderCare in Goodlettsville, Tennessee at the time of her arrest. Well, a group from Barron County-based River Lake Church have returned from Israel after a harrowing time planning their exit from the embattled nation. News 40 reporter Tucker Covey went to Glasgow today to learn more, and he joins us in the studio. Good evening, Tucker.
Yes, Morgan. Today I spoke with senior pastor Nick Smith, who led the group through planning their exit from Israel. And what he said was nearly 47 hours of navigating immigration and airport closures to return home. River Lake Church in Barron County is rejoicing now that their senior pastor and the group he led in Israel have returned home safely after being stuck there when heavy conflict with Hamas began on October 7th.
We just kind of thought, hey, if something happens, we can leave. There was no exit plan with the airport shutting down. That was kind of the unique thing that really caught us off guard. And so our process really was just trying to get as much information as possible.
Nick has made the journey to Israel a few times, but felt like this time was different, especially since his daughter was with the tour group. He knew as the leader, he needed to keep a level head.
There was a lot of tension around when it wasn't safe. You know, all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is real. And when you have the prime minister declare we're at war, it obviously escalates tensions and anxieties and fears and concerns and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it was a challenge to walk through that and to make sure people are calm.
This conflict is much different from the smaller conflicts that have happened in Israel in recent years. In fact, this is one of the worst outbreaks of violence in decades.
What has been boiling over in random attacks of violence over the past 15 years finally erupted in the largest strike against not only Israel, but the largest single day, the largest single day casualties of Jews since World War II, since the Holocaust.
River Lake Church Group members are relieved to be home, but here at News 40, we continue to await news of another group from Broadway United Methodist Church that is still working to come home. Morgan?
In more local news, the election for Kentucky's next governor is less than a month away. Experts believe Warren County could play a crucial role in electing the state's next leader, as they consider Bowling Green a potential swing area. Concerns about abortion, education, and COVID-19 restrictions are what voters are thinking about as the November 7th election nears. Political observers are also watching for an early read on voter sentiment heading into next year's national elections. In the last gubernatorial election, Beshear carried Warren County over Republican and then Governor Matt Bevin. And the first gubernatorial debate to be televised statewide will air on NBC 40 on Monday. Governor Andy Beshear and Attorney General Daniel Cameron will square off on the campus of Northern Kentucky University starting at 6 o'clock. You can view the debates right here on NBC 40 starting at 6 on Monday night. Well, a historic home in Bowling Green, known famously for the murders that happened behind closed doors, will soon be auctioned to new owners. News 40's Corinna Shadowan is in the studio tonight with more on the story.
The beautiful stately brick home that sits back far from busy Fairview Avenue likely captures your eye and interest for more than one reason. Murder Mansion has had the Bowling Green community talking for more than 70 years, and now it's for sale. One historical feature of Bowling Green is up for auction, a place many know as Murder Mansion. In 1948, Dr. Charles Martin and his wife Martha were brutally murdered in their home. And for the past 75 years, the story continues to captivate our community.
I think it gets a lot of interest just because it's significant in several ways, including a notorious crime scene.
The fascinating history of how Murder Mansion came to be brings enthusiasts to Bowling Green each fall during the Unseen Bowling Green walking tour.
So we've been able to do this tour for a few years in a row now. And in fact, during the pandemic, one of the only things that was going on in town was the Murder Mansion tour. And so we've really gotten great feedback from the tour. People love the nature of the tour. They love the information that's being shared with them. They appreciate that it's all true, it's all real.
For those of you familiar with the story of Murder Mansion and who may have wished for an opportunity to see inside the famed home, your chance may be coming up. An auction is set to be held on October 26th for this historic home.
You know, people drive by the house because it's visible, and they're curious of what it looks like on the inside. So this will be the opportunity for people that have always wanted to check it out. They can come to the pre-auction event and see it up close and personal.
Current owners Norm and Jimmy Lou Johnson are passing the keys to someone else. Hundreds of people are expected to attend the auction, but likely out of curiosity rather than actual bidding. If you find yourself curious of the Murder Mansion and want an inside look of what the tour doesn't show, the auction is set for 5 p.m. on October 26th. Morgan.
All right, Corinna, thank you very much. Well, today, the Pink Lily Boutique partnered with the Bowling Green Independent School District to help out local women. The family-owned and run business provided clothes and accessories that have never been worn and in sizes for every kind of woman for free. This clothing giveaway provides more than just clothes. It also prepares women for future opportunities that may come their way.
We have a little bit of everything. There's sweatshirts, some dressier clothes, you know, if someone has an interview coming up, items for that, a little bit of everything. Times are tough right now for families, so clothing, this is one less thing that they have to worry about.
The Bowling Green Independent School District will have more opportunities available for you to get involved. You can visit our website, WNKY.com, for more information. A local golf tournament has raised nearly $400,000 and is giving a portion of that to a local charity, the Mason Cup. It takes place every year at the club at Old Stone in honor of Mason Goodnight. He tragically passed away in 2017 at the age of 10. Mason's father, Jeff, and the Mason Goodnight Foundation decided to donate $35,000 to the Foundry to help them buy a new bus. Jeff tells us why it was easy to choose the Foundry to donate to.
The Foundry is just a kind of a hidden gem here. You know, what we use Mason's Foundation for to give back to kids. We do a lot of things with golf, for sponsoring a lot of things with golf and baseball and football and basketball. But, you know, the Foundry also helps kids in this community as well.
To learn more about the Foundry and what they offer kids in the community, visit their website. That is thefoundrybg.org. Congratulations are in order for a local school in our area. Drakes Creek Middle School was named a 2023 Blue Ribbon School earlier last month. The Blue Ribbon is given to a school to highlight their overall academic excellence or show their progress toward closing the achievement gap. Today, Drakes Creek Middle School got to cut out a class a little bit early to celebrate and hear a few words from Superintendent Rob Clayton and State Representative Kevin Jackson. The entire district is proud of the designation, especially the middle school's principal.
I'm so proud. I've worked here for almost 12 years, and our teachers and students and parents work so hard. It's really a testament to all the work that they've put in over the last few years.
As a treat, the kids were given the opportunity to have a little dance party on the football field and enjoy some Italian ice, courtesy of their superintendent, following the ceremony. Well, still to come on News 40 at 5. As National Fire Week continues, the Consumer Fire Safety Commission wants to make sure that you are staying safe. The details in just a bit. But first, weather anchor Noah Moore is back with a full look at our forecast right after this.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
Daniel Cameron's staunch position allowing for no exceptions in the case of rape or incest. It is an insult to the injury that these survivors have already made it through.
I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. And there are other little girls out there that need that choice.
And now, Attorney General Cameron is demanding access to the medical records of Kentucky women who go out of state for reproductive health care without their permission. That's extreme, and it's dangerous.
Just rockin' and rollin', baby.
Cut back tomorrow.
got you all fixed up. Got it all fixed up for you, ma'am. Let there be light, ma'am.
Looks like she finally called JB.
My name's Al Fazalahi. Had a terrible T-bone accident. When I hung up the phone with Morgan & Morgan, I felt a huge amount of relief. They were in touch with me every step of the way and made things extremely simple for me. It was beyond easy dealing with them.
At Abound Credit Union, we're for your peace of mind and solutions that are a piece of cake. We're for bills getting smaller and cash flow getting larger. We're for consolidating debt and saving you money, because Abound is for personal loans that bring value for living.
We already know Andy Bashir is lying about sex change surgery for kids. But what else is he lying about? On jobs, Bashir claims record growth. The truth? Fewer Kentuckians are working today than when Bashir started. And nearly 1 million Kentuckians are living in poverty. On crime, Bashir pushed false reports, omitting 100 murders in Louisville alone. Career politicians like Bashir and Biden lie for a living. But Kentucky knows the truth.
We're back with weather anchor Noah Moore, and it's finally Friday, and it was a nice feeling, a little on the warm side.
Yeah, definitely a little bit on the warm side today. Now, if you had any lunch plans, or maybe if you want to, bust out the grill just one final time, I would just go ahead and do that. But no, overall, we are going in a little slight warming trend for just today. But as we get into tomorrow, we are expected to have temperatures get a little bit below average to near average. But right now, temperatures are at a nice warm 75 degrees. Winds are mainly coming out of the south at 10 miles an hour, with humidity at 60% and our dew point at 60 degrees. And our winds are just going to increase as we go throughout the rest of the overnight tonight into tomorrow. But I'll get to that here in just a second. But temperatures in and around the area here in Glasgow, 73 degrees, Campbellsville 76, up here in E-Town 74, way further out to the west, and Madisonville 74 degrees, and then Franklin is at a nice warm 73 degrees. Dew point temperatures are a little warm for today for mid-October. We are mainly seeing dew point temps mainly into the mid to lower 60s here in Franklin, 61, and Hartford 60, and then out here to the west in Greenville, 59 degrees. And then our wind speeds, like I said before, winds are mainly coming out of the south to the north, giving us these really warm temperatures, but that's all due to the fact that we still have a really large low pressure system well off to our north in parts of Iowa, but that's going to stay off to the north. But looking live over here at I-65 southbound at Cave City, 74 degrees. Traffic is flowing really well. And I-65 southbound at the Tennessee state line, 73 degrees. You can definitely see they have a little bit more sunshine down there, which is very nice and always appreciated. But the weather buzz throughout the rest of the evening, we're going to remain to have mostly cloudy skies, cooler temperatures, near average temperatures actually, and then maybe even possibly a few isolated showers. But here's the bigger picture of things. Warmer temperatures down here, cooler temperatures further up to the north, and there's our low pressure system, and that is what's giving us some of these showers well off to our west, and these are going to continue to move to the east northeast, and that may generate a few isolated showers in our region. Live radar right now, nothing too much to really talk about. You can definitely see further off to the west in parts of Illinois and Indiana. That's where they're starting to have a little bit more isolated shower activity, but through the next 40 hours we are expecting to have maybe just an increase in coverage on maybe some isolated showers, maybe with some light to moderate rain showers, but they're going to continue to move on out of the area. By tomorrow morning, if you're going downtown for the Harvest Festival, it's going to be a really great day for that. It will be a little bit cloudy and overcast and just a tad cooler than it was today, but overall, really nice and generous conditions. Now, as we're cooling things down, we are going to remain near normal with our temperatures throughout the next 6 to 10 days, so that's just something that we really like to see. But throughout the evening planner, we're going to remain a little bit warm throughout 6, and then 69 degrees around 8 p.m. and then around 11, that's when we could continue to have temperatures continuing to decrease. But tonight, 58 degrees with a good 60% chance of seeing an isolated shower or a thunderstorm. Tomorrow, temperature is going to be into the mid-60s. Yes, into the mid-60s all day with mostly cloudy skies. So definitely just be aware on that. But Here's the eclipse. This is where we're definitely going to continue to have and continue to monitor, but I think it's just going to be a little bit cloudy for us to see. But your 7-day forecast, we are going to have a kind of cloudy weekend throughout the rest of the weekend. But as we get into next week, temperatures are going to level out into the mid-60s. Now, here's what's coming up on NBC Tonight.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
On behalf of the Bowling Green Area Chamber of Commerce, we'd like to welcome our newest partners. We'd like to encourage you to support all of our partners at the Bowling Green Area Chamber of Commerce.
As Joe Biden destroys our economy, Andy Bashir defends him.
I don't want to be critical of what the president's doing, because at least he's trying. We at least ought to give the president some kudos.
And a big thanks also to Governor Andy Bashir.
He's trying to help us.
Biden's bankrolling Bashir's re-election, funneling $250,000 in donations. Bashir and Biden, or Trump and Daniel Cameron. Trump's choice, our champion. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this ad.
We were part of a thriving ministry, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we were told that we had to stop.
During COVID, we told everybody that wanted to come, we would be open. Governor Bashir decided that he would send the state police out. They'd put tickets on everybody's car. I was threatened to be put in jail.
We were actually put on a police list.
Governor Bashir has used fear to control people, and he can't be trusted to govern Kentucky ever again.
Protect Freedom PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's National Fire Prevention Week, and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is issuing a warning about the dangers of flammable liquids. From burning fall leaves to fire pits and barbecues, there are a lot of blazes this time of year, but flames and fuel don't mix.
There's thousands of people that are treated in hospital emergency rooms every year from burns and other injuries associated with fires that were related to fuel containers.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says properly storing, using, and handling fuel and gas cans or containers are all critical parts of fire safety.
You never want to put gasoline on a fire or an open flame. You want to use only appropriate, approved materials for starting or relighting fires.
That means a fire starter log or stick, other things to have on hand, a fire extinguisher, water container, or hose nearby, in case the fire gets out of hand.
You also want to make sure that you check the weather beforehand, make sure that there's not high winds or gusts, and also check to see that there aren't any warnings of risk of wildfires in your area.
Gas cans or fuel containers should be stored outside of a home in a cool and well-ventilated area. And never store or handle a fuel container near a heat source or flame.
The vapors itself can catch fire and flash back and explode, or they can flash forward violently and burn people nearby.
And as you fill a portable gas container with fuel at a gas station, officials say the container needs to be placed flat on the ground. The safest place to transport it is in the trunk of a car or in the bed of a truck. Make sure you remove it from your vehicle as soon as you can. Still to come on News 40 at 5, Israel is warning the residents of Gaza to evacuate and has given them 24 hours to leave. But can 1 million residents flee that area in time? The latest details after this.
At Infinity Pipeline, your family is our family.
Our employees are the foundation of what we do. And what matters to you matters to us. We're now hiring the next generation of skilled workers to help grow our community. Apply now. InfinityPipeInc.com.
When Daniel Cameron says he absolutely supports bringing back Matt Bevin's ruthless Medicaid plan, Cameron threatens to take away coverage from over 95,000 Kentuckians and punish working parents.
This sounds very similar to something that Governor Matt Bevin tried.
Well, absolutely. But when Cameron said he'd back Bevin's war on teachers and take taxpayer money from public schools to give to private schools instead, he'd punish Kentucky's kids. Cameron's absolutely wrong for Kentucky.
Sodexo, in partnership with WKU Facilities Management, is looking for custodial workers and custodial team leaders for the WKU main campus. Competitive wages and an excellent benefits package. Both full-time and part-time weekend positions available. Check out all available opportunities by searching Sodexo on Indeed.com or apply directly by scanning the QR code with your phone's camera and become the newest member of the WKU campus community.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you've suffered a personal injury, I can help. Call our office today for a free consultation.
At Horizon Pace, I have one doctor, not 4 or 5. And if I need to talk to that doctor and he's not with another patient, he'll come and talk to me. Everything's going real good. I come off of about 19 pills down to 7 now, and I love it. I wouldn't do without it right now.
Horizon Pace is the face of your healthcare. Contact us for more information.
Saturdays are for football. WNKY 40 is your college football headquarters. Watch games all day on WNKY CBS 40 and NBC 40.
Israel's 24-hour deadline for the more than 1 million residents of northern Gaza to leave ahead of Tel Aviv's expected ground offense is set to expire. The UN saying that an evacuation on this scale is impossible. NBC's Allison Wilson has more from Capitol Hill.
The Israeli military dropping leaflets over Gaza City today, calling on residents to flee south ahead of Israel's planned ground assault to eliminate Hamas. As the bombing intensifies, the death toll continues to rise. Chilling images emerging from the region of cargo containers filling with bodies.
Cargo full of bodies, hundreds of bodies, babies, children.
The U.S. working on multiple fronts to keep the war from spreading. Secretary of State Blinken in Qatar today, meeting with Middle Eastern leaders.
Let's not lose sight of why this is happening. Israel is conducting operations in Gaza because Hamas carried out terrorist attacks.
Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin in Israel pledging U.S. support. Back in Washington, President Biden on 60 Minutes with a commitment to secure the release of American hostages.
Because I think they have to know that the President of the United States of America cares deeply about what's happening. Deeply. We have to communicate to the world this is critical. This is not even human behavior. It's pure barbarism. And we're going to do everything in our power to get them home if we can find them.
As the humanitarian crisis grows in Gaza, the United Nations is calling an evacuation impossible, saying any effort to move the region's more than 1 million people could turn a tragic situation into a calamity.
The situation for the 2 million residents of Gaza is desperate. They are pawns right now. They're victims in the most terrible eruption of violence imaginable.
Violence launched by Hamas's Saturday attack on Israel that now threatens to spiral across the region. In Washington, Allison Wilson, NBC News.
Well, stay with us. We'll have a final look at your forecast coming up right after this.
We've got the drinks and good times. Now all we need is you. The 8th annual Bourbon and Brew Fest presented by the Mint Gaming Hall is back Saturday, October 21st at Bowling Green Ballpark. We have an expansive selection of bourbons, craft beers, mixed drinks, and more. Plus, sip while shopping, specialty vendors all around the ballpark. VIP ticket holders can enjoy the Heaven Hill VIP experience in the Performance Food Club, while premium ticket holders can take part in the Premium Lounge. Tickets start at just $50 and are on sale now at bgbrewfest.com or by calling 270-901-2121.
I had just gotten off work. All of a sudden, I was hit from behind. I immediately thought of Morgan & Morgan. All of the correspondence was done pretty much by email and text. I barely had to lift a finger. It's easier than you think.
Do you have what it takes to be the sole survivor? Join WNKY News 40 October 17th for the Survivor Casting Call at Bowling Green Ballpark. To learn more and see if you have what it takes, visit WNKY.com/Soki Survivor.
Everyone loves more of a good thing.
And more.
And Miss Moore was no different. As her name suggested, she loved more.
More? More.
So when Miss Moore was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more lawyers, more offices, and more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore. When you're injured, you deserve more.
One more?
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Jeez. Hey, Trent. What's going on? You've been here for 7 hours.
I'm having problems with this ain't right. I'm coming back tomorrow.
I should have called JB. Trent, gee.
Should have called JB Electric. At JB Electric, when it comes to electricity, we don't mess around. Make the right call. Call JB Electric.
Sundays are for football. WNKY 40 is your go-to for the NFL. Watch games all day on WNKY, CBS 40, and NBC 40.
Welcome back. Noah, we're preparing for our weekend. Do we need to keep the umbrellas handy?
I would suggest to keep the umbrellas handy, especially if you're going to be out and about for any festivities for the weekends. Like, as we go throughout the rest of the weekend, we will have periodic chances of seeing some isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but that's just not really too much in the cards. But as we get into next week, though, Tuesday and beyond, it's going to be a very nice couple of days.
All right, Noah, looking forward to that. Thank you so much. Thank you at home. We will see you at 6 o'clock over on CBS.